Hello everybody, it's the 2nd of November and I thought I'd just give a quick update. I saw I got a new subscriber, an old friend of mine from the Air Cadets. Just wanted to give you a shout out. Very grateful that people are actually starting to subscribe and sort of follow what I'm doing. I know I don't get many views, it's not really about that, it's just more me documenting the changing climate, which is kind of what I'm doing really here. Is you know, like I say, it's 27 degrees. I've just put my t-shirt on in case I flicked to me, but these are spring lettuce that have come up, and I got loads of strawberries. Still pulling about a kilo and 2 kilos a day. I've got to go through again today. I'm not selling them particularly expensive. They're only €3 a punnet at the minute, just to get rid of them, because I've got over 16 kilos of strawberries in the freezer. But what I'm doing today is I'm just having a weed through the Gary Gets. The original plants that I bought back in 2019 are old. Some of them are having a go, but they're old. So I'm letting them make their stolons, their babies. But you can see that it's just, I haven't had a lot of time to do anything in terms of weeding this year, really. It's either been too hot or I've been working at night watering, which is the only reason I've actually got a garden, to be honest. But raspberries are going to be a good thing for next year, using that as a bit of shade as well. I'm pulling out all of this rocket. Great biomass, great for the bees, early flowering, finishes very late. But I took a punt. I can't remember when I did do a video when I put these seeds in. But, you know, I got spring butter beans. I pulled 8 kilos off the other day. They're no strings, so they're really nice. These are a Nectar Gold, I think is the variety. Like I say, it's sort of 13-14 degrees at night. We've had no rain. We've actually got a family had to come down from the mountain a bit further up from where I live, which you would quite honestly call a climate refugee, because there's no water up there and they've just had a baby. So it's like the first time I've ever actually experienced anyone saying it's just too dry up here, we've got to come down. But look, we got the, what do they call it, Phacelia, which should be germinating in spring. The euphorbia there, again, the mole rattle should not be coming up at this time of year. Everything's still in leaf, look. Now I've been measuring the maximum and minimum temperature every day for the last sort of 4 or 5 years, 4 years I think, decently. And I've noticed a trend that come this sort of period, it starts getting cold about 2 weeks later every year so far. But this is really hot weather. This is mad. It's odd. And these are the Maraudois. They're kind of still having a go. They're getting snipped by the deer, but I've got a solution for that coming at the end of November, should we say. I just spaffed a load of seed in there, some lettuce, just to give it a go. I made a big seed order, 220 euros worth in fact, because of the heat wave that we've had this year. I don't think seed producers, for the association that I buy my seeds off, my organic seeds, they would have had much luck. So I wanted to get a stock for myself. I mean, I am a businessman at the end of the day. But it's just freaking hot, man. I got at least, I reckon, 1.5 kilos of strawberries that I could pull out today. I've probably got 2 kilos of beans. And what I'm doing is, I'm actually making flatland on this section just in compost. So all my junk is pretty much going there. And then it's layering up slowly but surely. And then I'll have a nice flat bit of land there of nothing but rich compost. What's the matter? So I'll probably end up dropping that consud back. It all seems to be doing rather well. I'll show you the cabbages. Oh, rabbits are doing great. I've actually got, officially now, I've got 17 babies. I've been able to handle them and the mother not abandon them. And I've already sold, I think it's 9, which will be sort of February, March. So I've already made my money back. Trying to get a bit of weeding going through here. It's interesting, when you have rabbits, you start weeding differently. So when I see a pissenlit, a dandelion, or a bit of plantain, or a nice tuft of grass, that doesn't just go in the compost now, that goes on a separate pile. I'll dry that for a couple of days, and then I'll be giving that to the rabbits, you see. Saves on food. This is the second time the peppers have had a go. Same with the chilies. And they're doing exceptionally well. You know, if I can show you, I can finally, yeah, there you go. You see, these celeries have not been a great money winner this year, to be honest. I shan't bother next year. I'll buy a couple for me. But we're starting to get into Romanesco season, which is my most favourite time. And normally, Romanesco is like a little treat for the table when you're freezing cold. But, I mean, look. Got your old Fibonacci sequence growing there. Classic technique of cell division for plants, but it's they're all doing all right. I'm really glad I spent the time watering over the night. Messed my body clock up completely, but so like a tuft like that, you know, that would go straight to the rabbits. That's actually orge. Brussels, I picked the wrong corner for them really. I might get a harvest out of them, but I only turned this soil last year for the first time ever. And then these cabbages seem to have come back from the cabbage beetle. They're having a go. Oh, we started building the little house, my new little house. It's just been going in there with basically a claw hammer and a mallet. Just ripping everything out. But we've started. It's officially ours, and I reckon in a month's time that'll be done. I've got loads of other stuff going on. Just found a load of plastic bash, this weed suppressant, so I'll be able to finish closing off downstairs, and then that'll get terrace rotivated, which is my way of rotivating on an incline, which I'll explain possibly in another video, because it's quite interesting. If you do work on an incline with a rotivator, it's exceedingly dangerous, but I have found a way that lessens that. So anyway, that'll be potatoes, broad beans and peas. I've found over the last sort of 5 years there's no point in sowing onions, well maybe onions this year, but broad beans and peas like you do normally, you can sow in winter, this sort of period of time, and then they sort of harden off over winter, and then you get a really early crop. But then I sowed at the same time last year, and I got a better crop from the February, March sowings, because I suspect that they're less, they've had less time to be susceptible to bugs and things that want to eat them, and various fungi, and you know, broad beans always suffer from a blight, and I'm just thinking, well, the longer they're in the ground, the more they're going to get the blight, basically. That comes on the bean itself. You never don't have that. But yeah, it's mad. 25, 26 degrees. I've got a huge amount of work to do. I'm just weeding slowly but surely, getting through. It's just really really confusing to know how long the strawberry season is going to carry on, why I've got beans in November, Now, you can argue all you like whether or not it's man-made, but it is happening. We had 3 months of 40 degrees plus in the shade. And so something's changing. And now we've got very little water. Even my spring, my source is not doing very well. I mean, I'm coping because I've put so much straw in the soil, and I've been for the last 4 years. It's not been about money. It's been about getting the soil not fine, but that's part of it. But I'll show you. This soil is it's really good, but it's also full of junk. It's just full of junk, no matter where you go. It's just full of junk, full of compost. Now I've got the rabbits, which are quite literally fertilizer making factories. Yeah, I seem to have got it sussed. Solar panels will be going up in the next couple of weeks, as soon as the check clears. So I'll be able to run all my lighting, my computer screen, which is an energy efficient computer screen, the fridge, and all charging places like that, and the microwave. That'll all be free now. The freezer itself will be on the mains, and so will the computer. But because that can fuck up a computer if it keeps flicking off like that. Of course, you lose all your work as well. But I didn't burn a lot of wood last year, so I've still got a whole load of wood at my house, dry, split, ready and stocked. I've got a load more up here if I need it, but I don't in a minute. The first year I was here, this time last year, in 2019, sorry, I was hedge laying. But as you can see, it's all green still. It's mad. I understand that the what do they call it? That weather system. Bugger, I've forgotten it. Doesn't matter. That causes El Nino. The Gulf Stream. No, the Gulf Stream, or whatever they call it. That's sucking up hot air from an already hot Africa and an already hot Spain, and dragging it towards me and then you in England, that is. But I'm worried that plants don't know what to do, and if we do get a cold spell, which we do need, I just think there's going to be a lot of shock. This is a Gary get. And if you can see, I don't think you can see, but all of these Asiatic fruit flies, these are my main problem now. I pick the strawberries and I can't sell them straight away. I have to put them in the fridge, and I have to turn the fridge up to number 3, so they're just on the cusp of being frozen, to kill off the flies that are in them, so that it's not, when I'm selling them, there's not just a cloud of strawberries and then they just rot within minutes. It's not usual. It's just not, nothing's... I mean, I'm perfectly happy. It's warm. I've got no sort of serious financial worries. My fuel bills are very, very low. Electricity bill is relatively low now, finally. Plenty to work on. I've got huge amounts of food in the house. I've got huge amounts of food on the farm still. Anyway, I'll sign off there. It's probably too long, this video. Anyway, once again, big shout out. Thanks very much for the chap who subscribed. That made my day. Anyway, take care.